Thor Love and Thunder is a disappointment at the box office. That title is dedicated to you, John Campia, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later in this video because the shills have to hang on to the old guard for dear life. They have to hang on to that corporate media. They have to because they need that access. Well, people like me don't care about that access. We care about good entertainment, and we care about respecting the customer. Respecting the customer, something Marvel has seemed to lost their way on. But let's talk about Thor Love and Thunder. Now, has Thor Love and Thunder made a lot of money? Yes. Is Thor Love and Thunder, is it going to make a profit? Probably. But that doesn't make it a success. That doesn't mean that it's automatically just the greatest success in the history of Marvel, and it doesn't mean it's an overwhelming success. When you actually look at the numbers and then you look at what's actually going on at the box office with the second week drop, Thor Love and Thunder is what we would call a disappointment as it stands right now. And here we're on a site that John Campia knows all about, Collider, right? So Collider says Thor Love and Thunder has franchise worst box office fall in second weekend. Adds 46 million. Love and Thunder is on the verge of passing 500 million at the global box office. 500 million. Let's keep that number in mind because when you're so ready to own those grifters, those outrage YouTubers, you might actually step into it. We're going to talk about that one here in just a little bit. But it says right here, Disney's Thor Love and Thunder is flirting with a franchise worst second weekend drop after adding 46 million at the box office. The superhero sequel fell by 68% in its sophomore bow, which ranks among the worst falls in Marvel Cinematic Universe history. That's right, John Campia. That is what we would call a disappointment. By comparison, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness fell 67% earlier this year, and Black Widow dropped 68% in 2021. But the latter film was given a controversial day and date release on Disney+. Spider-Man No Way Home also fell by 68%, but it made over 100 million more than Thor Love and Thunder in its opening weekend. And yes, as we can see, Spider-Man No Way Home, when you put up that big of a number, it's going to be an astronomical drop. Now, 68%, that's still a little high, even for that ridiculous number. You go back to looking at like The Force Awakens did that ridiculous number in opening weekend, and I think, and you know, fact checkers can kind of look and see if I'm right, I think it had like a 37 or a 38% drop in week 2, which is insane. It's hard to comprehend that it had that little of a drop in week 2, and it just shows you how healthy the Star Wars brand was right there at that point in time, and Disney has still managed to completely screw that up. While Love and Thunder exceeded expectations in its debut weekend, the film made 144 million, the second best opening of the year. A Friday to Friday fall of 80% was an indicator of things to come. This fall cannot be blamed on a change in audience behavior in a post-pandemic world. Top Gun Maverick delivered phenomenal holds and can probably be attributed to Love and Thunder's mediocre reviews, fans' mixed reaction, and the knowledge that the film will be available on Disney Plus streaming in 45 days after the debut. Kind of goes into some more stuff about other films, but ultimately, Thor Love and Thunder, as it stands right now, is definitely a disappointment. No doubt about it. Even here on Deadline, it says Thor Love and Thunder dropped 68%. And it starts out and it says, the wearing down of the MCU luster is unfortunately being seen as Disney's Thor Love and Thunder is having a great fall with a 68% drop for a second weekend to 46 million. And that is what's telling, is that a lot of these sites, a lot of these mainstream sites are picking up on the demise of the MCU because the MCU has focused on identity politics and focused on pandering and focused on insulting the audience and having creative people that are in the fold that want to insult the audience. And people are tired of that. But let's talk about this one right here. Now, this is our good buddy Ryan from RK Outpost and Geeks and Gamers, and he posted a screenshot right here that John Campia had. Thor 4 passes $700 million in 10 days, and he's got Thor holding all those money bags. Except that's not actually what happened. So Ryan said, like I said to so many people yesterday on my stream, people who had claimed Thor Love and Thunder had somehow hit 700 million despite it having a massive drop-off. We're running with an obvious false report. Glad to see it's been corrected. Thanks, John Campia. And then Campia has to correct it. Let's see, update. The official box office data organization, Rentrack, had reported $700 million for Thor 4. So did Box Office Mojo, hence the old title for today's show. They have both updated to $500 million, but he was so ready. He was so ready to own those grifters. He was so ready to own those outrage farmers, and he put him a little thumbnail together. He was ready to go off. He was all ready. But it was based off a false report because you didn't even think to do any research whatsoever. So damn funny. And there's the changed title right there. Doesn't seem as angry anymore, does it? God, I love it. I love watching this stuff play out. But the reason I titled my video this, and I tweeted about it, was based on this clip right here from one John Campia. Here we go.
Huge success for Thor: Love and Thunder and Marvel.
Yeah.
Massive success. I saw a couple of people online trying to put, because they're Marvel haters, and they try to put as much of a negative spin on everything. Thor 4 box office disappoints. It's the biggest opening in the franchise's history. What the fuck are you talking about? No, it does not disappoint unless you're a moron.
So there's John, really upset when people title their streams or videos Thor 4 disappoints at the box office. So of course that's exactly what I'm going to do, is title it that, because at the time of me recording this, it is a disappointment. Could it turn around? Yes. Will it? No, I don't think so, because we're looking at the same trends that Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness had. And that had a bigger opening weekend than Thor: Love and Thunder. And that's how you look at it. Like, yes, Spider-Man No Way Home, which I very much enjoyed, had a big 68% drop-off from the opening box office weekend. But the opening box office weekend was astronomical. It was insane. Doctor Strange had a bigger opening weekend than Thor: Love and Thunder. And Thor: Love and Thunder had a slightly bigger drop. So it's not tracking as well as other films in this universe. And so by that standard, it is definitely a disappointment. It's not a flop. It's not Solo. It's not Lightyear. By the way, Solo lost money, and so did Lightyear. Lightyear lost money. Shout out to Chris Evans. Still working hard to become a movie star. Too bad you're a one-trick pony, Chris Evans. Sorry that happened to you, but at least you get a lot of likes and retweets on Twitter, so I guess you got that going for you, but you're not a movie star, and nobody accepted you as Buzz Lightyear because there's only one Buzz Lightyear, and his name is Tim Allen. So Chris Evans, go fuck yourself. But in terms of Thor: Love and Thunder, definitely a disappointment. Gonna continue to call it a disappointment until the actual numbers say otherwise. And as it stands, it is a disappointment, and it is tracking worse than Doctor Strange, which is a film that should have hit $1 billion and didn't hit $1 billion. Thor: Love and Thunder should have hit $1 billion, not going to hit $1 billion. The MCU is definitely backtracking because they have pandered to nonsense, identity politics, and people are having so much fun roasting them. And then you have the shills out there trying everything they can to hold on to that old guard. Oh, here's a report right here that makes absolutely no sense based on the numbers we have, but here's the number, and I'm going to own those grifters. I'm going to own those grifters right there. Well, you owned it yourself. Congratulations, John. You played yourself. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.